Greetings and welcome to another Warhammer Underworlds Warband review. Today I'm reviewing the Gnarlspirit Pack for Warhammer Underworlds Gnarlwood. Before we get into things, thanks goes to Games Workshop for providing this to review for free. As always, I aim to be honest, impartial and constructively critical. But please remember to like and subscribe as well as comment. Let me know what you thought of this video and Warband review as a whole. And if you want, I've got a Discord you can check out in the episode description below, as well as a Patreon if you want to give me some more support. But yeah, I will be going over the Gnarlspirit Pack found within the Gnarlwood box for Warhammer Underworlds. And all the cards you'll see are provided by Aman from Path to Glory. So please, you can check out him in the episode description below. You know, he's got a podcast, website, and YouTube. There's really good Warhammer Underworlds reviews, and there's a really cool dude, so you should check him out. But yeah, now I'll go over the Warband from their miniatures. So this is a Chaos Human Warband again. So it's like our third, I think. I lose track of all the Chaos Human Warbands. They're okay. They're quite beasty and savage. They're like, in my opinion, a retread of the Godsworn Hunt. It's just weird. You know, I get what they're going for. They just look like plain to me. It's not that they're bad. I'm just kind of like, we've already had this before. But they come in brown plastic, as all the Chaos Humans do. But my favorite model has to be the big butch guy. Just looks like a nice big brawler. Other than that, models go together well, fairly robustly, but they're just humans. But they're a 4-fighter warband, so, you know, they're okay, slightly on the smaller side, but still an average warband that should be able to fulfill all roles or being okay at playing the game while always having a minimum of 4 activations before anyone dies. For the fighter cards, you have Saraka, Blackwing, who is your leader with level 2 wizard. He has 4 movement, 2 dodge, 4 wounds. He has a staff, which is range 2, 2 smash, 2 damage, and a raptor bolt, which is standard magic stuff. He has overcome. While this fighter has 1 or more spirit counters, he has +2 move, is a beast, is flying, and cannot be inspired. And then it inspires after you removed a spirit counter from this card. It's okay. It's quite voodoo eyes. Reminds me from the Indiana Jones 2 villain. Sararaka Oma la 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 inspired is your leader. Wild stuff goes to 3 smash, and the raptor bolt goes to 2 damage. While this fight has 1 more spirit counters, they become uninspired, which is okay. I think you kind of want him uninspired, but weird, you know? He's got the freaky eyes. He's got the eyes, freaky eyes, like Chancellor Gowron. He's okay. He's fun. Just you'll have trouble saying his name. Ghoul Spinehammer is a brawler, movement 3, 1 block, 4 wounds. He has a spine hammer, which is range 1, 2 smash, 3 damage with knockback 1. He has the same inspire condition, and he has struggle. At the start of this fighter's activation, you can give this fighter 1 spirit counter or remove 1 of their spirit counters. Overcome. While this fighter has 1 or more spirit counters, he has +1 defense, is a beast, and cannot be inspired. So you have the choice of inspiring them or giving them a nice stat, and you have to remember if you choose to remove a spirit counter at the start of your activation, you won't inspire until after your activation. So just something to remember. But making him 2 defense, but he is a beast, so he can only have certain upgrades. Inspired, his hammer goes to knockback 2 with stagger, and he has the same uninspire ability. Other than that, he also has the Beast Breaker. Friendly beasts within 2 hexes of this fighter can hold objectives, and you can reroll 1 dice in defense rolls for those beasts. So it's actually, you want him inspired, because then he buffs the rest of your warband who aren't inspired. Crimson Kiera is movement 4, 1 block, 3 wounds. Clawed Axes are range 1, 3 fury, 2 damage, and Berserker Assault is range 1, 4 fury, 1 damage, unleash. She has the struggle and overcome ability, so while this fighter has 1 or more spirit counters again, +1 move, is a beast and cannot be inspired, and Unleash is Grievous 1 and Scything if this fighter is a beast. So with Berserker Assault, it has around a 50% chance to roll a crit. Actually really, really solid. And, you know, while Overcome, she's movement 5. Like, that's really, really solid. While Inspired, her axes remain unchanged. They just get Cleave and Grievous 1. I kind of feel she's better uninspired, to be honest. I would probably keep her just uninspired. Lupin III, Long Cut, is a hunter. He has 4 move, 1 dodge, and 3 wounds. Long Cut is range 3, 2 smash, 1 damage with impact. And Silent Knife is range 1, 3 fury with 2 damage. Impact is +1 damage when you make a charge. And while he has a spirit counter, he's +1 move. And then full supports counter successes in his attack and defense roll. So it's not bad, pretty solid. Lupin Inspired goes to 2 dodge, his Long Cut goes to 3 smash, and his Silent Knife is unchanged. And while he has while he's inspired, he has Beast Guide, so he supports friendly fighters. I think he's better uninspired, but it's more even, right? You probably want him inspired just for the 2 dodge. For your objectives, you have Oath of Fortitude. Hybrid, you can reveal this card at the start of your first turn in a round and then return it to your hand. Score this in the end phase if there are 3 or more surviving friendly fighters, or there are 1 or more surviving friendly fighters and no friendly fighters were taken out of action this round. If you reveal this card, gain 1 additional glory point. I like how it's basically just the Godsworn Hunt effect, but this is amazing if you reveal this like during the first round. Like if you deploy far back enough, you can ensure you always have 3 fighters for 2 glory. It gets worse as the game goes on, but really good at the start of the round. It's like a 2 glory guarantee, really good. Oath of Ruin is a Surgeon Hybrid, has the same effect. Score this immediately after a Warband removes an objective token in enemy territory, or your Warband takes an inspired enemy fighter in enemy territory out of action. Really good if you can build around it, but you kind of always reveal this. Really solid. Oath of Slaughter is a Surgeon Hybrid. Score this immediately after a second or subsequent enemy fighter is taken out in the same round, or a large enemy fighter is taken out of action. Once again, it's okay, but I think you always reveal it just because this being 2 glory is really good, and it gets into your opponent's head. Oath of the Hunt is a duel. Score this in the end phase if each surviving friendly fighter has 1 or more charge tokens, and each of those fighters in enemy territory. 1 glory is not that great, but for 2 glory, considering you can score this even if you have like 1 friendly fighter, for 2 glory, this is amazing. Rapid Raid scores an end phase if each friendly fighter is in enemy territory. Yeah, it's okay for 1. Raise and Pillage duel scores an end phase if 1 or more friendly fighters are on a feature token in enemy territory, and each surviving friendly fighter in enemy territory has 1 or more upgrades. This is not so good, especially for 2 glory. Not great. Return to Ruin is a hybrid. Scores an end phase if there was a friendly fighter on each feature token in enemy territory, or there are no objective tokens in enemy territory. For 3 glory, this is actually good if you build around it. Really like this. Savaged is a surge. Scores immediately after a friendly fighter's beast attack action takes target out of action. Really good. Shocking Rage. Surge scores immediately after your Warband's second or subsequent successful attack. Really good. True Selves. Score this in an end phase if each surviving friendly fighter is either inspired or a beast. Well Rewarded. Surge, score this immediately after give your fighter their 3rd or subsequent upgrade. Really good. A Worthy Deed. Surge Hybrid. Score this immediately after a friendly fighter's attack action that takes an enemy out of action if the enemy fighter's wound characteristic is higher than the attacker's, or the enemy fighter has more upgrades than the attacker's. For 1 glory, it's okay, but it's not going to be easy to score reliably. For Gambits, you have Dulling Venom, which is a poison. Choose 1 enemy fighter adjacent to 1 or more friendly beasts. That chosen fighter is staggered and persists until the chosen fighter is taken out of action. Actually really, really good. Really like this. Fierce Competition, +1 dice to the first attack action made by a friendly fighter in the next activation, +2 dice instead if that friendly fighter is supported by 1 or more friendly beasts and or inspired fighters. Solid. Hasty Pillage. Pick 1 feature token in an enemy territory in that same hex as a friendly fighter. Remove that feature token from the battlefield, then give that fighter 1 charge token. Doesn't seem great at first, but use it on someone who's charged. Really good. Hunting Aspects, restricted to Savaraka. In the next activation, friendly fighters have the following ability. Gaul, after his first action, heal him. Kira, after this fighter's action, deal 1 damage to one adjacent enemy fighter. And then Lupin, this attack action has cleave and ensnare. And Soraka, your leader, has +1 wizard level. I think the best one is your leader getting +1 wizard level, or Kira doing 1 damage to an adjacent enemy fighter. Really, really cool. In control, play this if there are only 1 or more friendly fighters that are not beasts. Push each friendly beast up to 1 hex. It's not bad, but it's not amazing. Self-command, remove 1 friendly fighter spirit counters and give them 1 guard token. It's okay. Spurred onwards, +1 move for the first fighter to make a move action in the next activation, +2 if they're beasts, and there are 1 or more other friendly fighters that are not beasts. So basically it should always be +2 move. Really good. The Binding is a spell cast on a channel. If cast, remove any number of spirit counters from any number of friendly fighters and heal them 1 for each fighter that had at least 1 spirit counter removed. It's okay. Vicious Blow, the first range 1 attack action made by a friendly fighter in the next activation has Grievous 1 or +1 damage instead if that fighter is a beast and 1 or more other surviving friendly fighters are not beasts. So it's a nice way to get +1 damage. Violent Transformation, choose 1 friendly fighter that is holding an objective, remove that objective from token from the battlefield and give that chosen fighter 1 spirit counter and 1 stagger token. It's okay. Not bad, but not amazing. For upgrades, you have Brute Resilience, +1 wounds. Really, really good. Den Breaker. After this fighter's activation, if this fighter is holding an objective in enemy territory, remove that objective from the battlefield, then pick 1, give this fighter 1 charge token or break this card. It's okay. Envenom Spurs. You can give this to a beast, range 1, 2 fury, 1 damage. After this fighter's activation as a reaction, if there are 1 or more enemy fighters adjacent to this fighter, you make this attack action. So it's okay as an additional swing. Preternatural senses, you can reroll 1 dice in this fighter's defense rolls, and this fighter ignores rules for cover hexes while making an attack action. Pretty solid. Raging Companion is a denizen that can give to beasts, range 1, 3 fury, 1 damage. After this fighter's spell attack action, make this attack action. It's okay on your leader, not great. Surfaced Instinct, while this fighter is the target of an attack action, ignore the rules for cleave and ensnare. That's okay. Trophy of Fortitude, this fighter is on guard, while this fighter has no charge and stagger tokens. Reaction after a friendly fighter's attack action that takes an enemy fighter out of action. If this card is in your hand, you can give this for free. It's okay. Trophy of Strength, +1 damage to range 1 on 2 attack actions, and you can give for free if you kill someone. Really, really good. Trophy of Vision is +1 wizard level for your leader. This fighter has line of sight to each fighter, but it doesn't change your distance from them. After a friendly wizard's attack action that takes an enemy fighter out of action, if this card you can give for free. Really solid for your leader, actually. Wily Hunter, after this fighter's activation as a reaction, if this fighter made 1 or more attack actions, push this fighter 1 hex. Really, really good as well. So for the Warband overview, this Warband does aggro really well. I like how it represents, them taming and trying to control their beast sides, like bestial spirits overpowering them, and the Warband actually encourages you to, have savage fighters and like at least 1 reined in fighter. Really, really cool. I think this is one of the best Warbands I've seen where their thematic story is combined with their cards and rules. Really, really good. I think they're a nice, fast, semi-aggro team, and I like how their oath works. They're just a bit fragile, but I think they're solid. So for their pros and cons, they're a nice warband to learn the game with 4 fighters. They have a really thematic and representative effect for the lore, as well as in their reaction, like in their rules and actions, and a nice selection of power cards and objectives that really give you the feel of the warband while being strong and good. The only real downsides are there are 4 fighters and some are more fragile than others, and just the looks. Like, they're not horrible. I just find it's kind of like a weird retread of like the Godsworn Hunt. Like, it's not bad, and we've had Stormcast warbands before, but it just feels like an odd retread. So would I recommend this warband? Yeah, it's actually really fun. I think has a lot of potential. There's a lot of tactical depth. I think it's really neat. And, I kind of want to try and paint and model them with like the beast spirits all over their faces. But it's really neat. I really like this warband. And I think if you're a new player, you'll like this as well, especially if you're a returning player as well, or like a veteran player. A lot of depth for this warband. So Once again, thanks goes to Aman for providing everything for the card pictures. Remember, you can check out all of his reviews and stuff in the episode description below. And if you want to buy this warband, you can find them in the Gnarlwood box, which you can check out at Element Games. And if you do so via my affiliate link in the episode description below, you'll get a 50 to 25% discount at Element Games, all at no additional cost to yourself, helping to support me and the channel. So check it out if you can. But that's pretty much it for me. Please remember to like and subscribe as well as comment. Let me know what you thought of this warband and the review as a whole. Remember, I've got a Discord you can check out for free in the episode description below, as well as a Patreon if you want to give me some more support. And I'll just quickly thank my patrons. So for my adepts of the crit, I have Sam, Tarun, Kenzie, John Thomas, Dave, Daniel, Average Joe 27, and Adzik. And then for my veterans of the crit, I have Samja. So thank you so much. Really appreciate your support. It helps support the channel so much. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, another nice and short warband review. Really liking these Gnarlwood warbands. Really fun. And like they just seem solid. Like these are warbands I've wanted for a long time. Like the Harrow Deep warbands were quite boring in Nether Maze. But these warbands, they're great. Really cool. Reminds me of the Diachasm warbands. Really fun. But yeah, until next time, even if you've let control of the savage beast spirits, remember there's always hope for a win as long as you can roll a crit.